Hey guys, I'm Beverage Boy, or Evan. I wanted to make this video to talk about YouTubers. Now I know the title of the video is probably like The Time I Met Pewdiepie, or something like that. That's probably what I'll title this video. But I really want to talk about interactions. Interactions of YouTubers and like with their fans, also at events, and kind of face reveal type stuff. So what I wanted to start out with is that a lot of channels, the YouTuber has a decision if they want to be anonymous in a way, or if they want to just be out in the open. And I don't think that has to do so much with them being confident or shy or something like that, because there's a lot of YouTubers that I've seen that aren't necessarily shy people. They just don't really care to reveal their face, or it's kind of a goal. Like Jay Schlatt.
This is so stupid. I've been trying to please. I've been trying to film anything for like 30 minutes. This is what I look like. That's it. I'm done. I'm done.
It's a thing that some people don't want to do right away. Um, Fortunately, I'm okay with it. I think it adds an entertainment value to the videos, but also adds a bit of personal interaction between you guys and myself. And I think that's something that a lot of YouTubers end up realizing, is that YouTube is just such a personal job. As much as you are here editing and recording, because you spend way much more time editing if you do it yourself than you do recording, you are like subject to being a face or a public figure almost. And people know you, they know a lot about you, you know, they know your upload schedule if you have one, they know what events you go to, all these different things. And if you're people like, you know, Matt and Ryan from Super Mega, you know, doing podcasts and everything, every one of your videos becomes more and more personal, like knowing their family members or knowing what they did 2 years ago or what they're allergic to or anything like that. So it just becomes a very personal job. And so that's why people are sometimes scared to reveal their faces and things like that. And then that also leads into the topic of YouTubers at events, you know, and I think that's also very tough. As much as it might not seem like it, I'm going to use the Super Mega reference again. In one of their podcasts, the Super Mega podcast, they were talking about when they went to a VidCon and they didn't think really anybody would recognize them or show up. And they were like, we couldn't be out on the floor for a while because people would just circle us. And that's not a bad thing. They just didn't expect that. And I think that's another thing too, is you might be able to read, you know, thousands of views or a million views, or in my case like 10 views, but you don't understand that in your head, like a room of 1,000 people or 100,000 people, how many of these people that watch me could be at this certain event at this certain time and notice me, you know? And that's just another thing that kind of goes in your head when at these events, you know, you might schedule and be like, hey, we're having a panel or something like this. And the first time I went to PAX, they called it PAX Prime at the time. That's a good rhyme. I met at the time Ricky and Elliot and a few other people from Machinima, I think, when they were doing ETC. When they were doing that, I met them, and great guys. And then I met SkydoesMinecraft because he was still pretty big at the time. And I think he lives in Washington, so that makes sense for him to be there. But I ran into him at the time, and there was a few other people I ran into. But it was such a weird experience. And then the second time I went to PAX, it was a little bit different. And I met PewDiePie. They were doing a panel, and so I met PewDiePie, Markiplier, Bob, Wade, JackSepticEye, and CinnamonToastKen, all in one room. And there was lines of people, like for hours, to meet these guys. At the time, I didn't realize like a lot of the energy in the room. And going back and even now watching some of PewDiePie's videos when he actually still uploaded, he's been gone for like a month now. But when he was uploading, you know, he was talking about certain things that are just like interactions and how you are perceived and how people react to you. And I was like, I was thinking, did I do that to him? You know, was I one of the people that wasn't treating him like a person? And going back and looking at the time, I was doing this thing with everybody I met, and I was just like, hey, here's my phone, and it's open to Snapchat. You can post something if you want. which I don't think is a terrible level of, hey, awfulness, you know, but I also think it was a bit on the spot. And looking back at his video, it was ironic and kind of comedic about him just having a straight face, just staring at the camera. Either A, he thought it was a stupid idea, or B, that was just the level of comedy he was going for. And so I just feel like everybody has their own like split decision of how do I react to certain fans, or how do I behave in a public space like this? Do I be negative towards people? Maybe they want me to do something that I don't really want to do, or maybe, hey, I just go with it, and these people are here because they love me and they idolize me or respect me, you know, all these kinds of things. I also did the same thing with CinnamonToastKen, JackSepticEye, Markiplier, Bob, and Wade.
Hey Snapchat, I'm WhalerMinion777. That's Jack. That's Bob and Mark. Bye.
Hello, my Snapchat. I have taken over now. It is mine. What should we say?
Wrote a nice thing on you.
Have a good day. Sick!
Rolling it up. That's scary. That's scary.
Actually, by the way, well done.
And they all were pretty into it. I mean, it was a fun thing. You can see my 16-year-old self, 15-year-old self there. And you know, it's a mind-boggling experience for the fan, but also for the content creator. You know, these people love me, and then these people that love them are like, whoa, it's the person that I've watched on YouTube for years. Markiplier's shorter than I remember. You know, all these things. Markiplier actually has massive arms, which we all knew that, but I didn't stay in any competition there. But it's just these interactions you get into, and it's the whole thing of, can I have a picture? You know, just enjoy the moment. I really wish that I didn't ask them to do that stupid Snapchat thing. I really wish I asked everybody that I met at PAX and everything, just, hey, how you doing? You know, all the, like, just talk to them. Be personal with them, because that's really what they want. They don't want the certain energies. And so going forward, I think if I interact with these people ever, I just want to be human and personal with them. I also met IHasCupquake.
Whose phone is this?
Oh.
I thought it was yours.
Hello.
Hi there, Evan.
Oh.
I think it's Evan's phone.
Oh. Hey.
I met them as well, and then I met a couple people from RoosterTeeth, like Jeff.
Here.
Guys, I'm using their... I'm still a Snapchat.
What's Snapchat?
Snapchat!
You're like-
Snaps! What are you drinking?
And I think there are definitely better interactions than going to a YouTuber's house or in public, because they're at a gaming event or at a YouTube event or something like that. So they're in a space where that stuff is kind of expected, versus, hey, I'm at the supermarket and someone ran up to me and started yelling at me and talking to me and handed me something. You know, it's a little bit different of an energy, a lot of bit different actually. And then, like, I've met the SmoshGames crew at an event as well, and they were all really cool. It was interesting because they were just walking around looking at different games and playing stuff, and then they had their own panel. There's a whole thing of being a YouTuber where you end up having this realization that, okay, the people that watch me are real people, and that's why I try to reply to all of the comments that I get. And I don't get too many comments, but I know if I'm at a constant growth rate, there will be a time where there's just so much that I turn off notifications. And I don't want that to happen. I want to be able to reply to as many comments as I can, and talk to you guys, because it's just, that's the kind of energy that I feed off of, you know, knowing that people are like, hey, you know, I don't know how I found your stuff, but I really enjoy it. And I love hearing what you guys have to say and what you guys want me to do in the future, because that's just, it helps me, you know, it's what makes me want to record and upload every day. So I just wanted to thank you guys as well. So that was my public service announcement. If you see a YouTuber in public, maybe say hi to them, ask them how they're doing, a little talk like that. But if they're busy, don't bug them, don't mess with them. This kind of goes for anybody that's a public figure or someone that you notice. Just have an interaction with them. If they're busy, maybe not. Or if they're at an event, like a gaming event or something, then it's okay. You know, they are allowed to say no. That's one thing that these people are allowed to do. They can say no. If they don't want to take a picture with you, if they don't want to sign something, if they don't want to hug, they can say no. That's a thing. You know, that's my public service announcement. No means no, guys. No means no. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. I really enjoy doing these little interactions with you guys and being able to talk instead of just my face up in the corner of something. And if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe, because I like to do talks like this quite often. I think they're kind of relevant and fun. And then also, all of the videos I do, I upload daily, except for the one video that got taken down a couple days ago. Anyways, have a good day, guys.